AD proves FBI let the shooter take a shot at Trump. He doesn't prove anything. It's conspiracy nonsense. But I'll tell you something. I will tell you for this now, right? This is Alan's best thing he's ever done on Rumble. Do you know why? It actually suits the Rumble tone. However, the people that are going to talk about this on Rumble have already talked about this last week. And the information that he's going to get and present is going to be stuff they've already present. Like, he's like last to the party here. They're already talking about something else. Joe Biden's standing down. Kamala Harris did her first speech today. Politics moves fast. Alan doesn't. So proving the FBI let the shooter take a shot at Trump, shot exclamation mark at Trump, is just stupid, isn't it? Oh.
Behind the stage where Trump will speak, two teams of Secret Service snipers
playing
are
someone
posted
else's stuff
on top of sheds. They're facing in opposite direction.
As we all know, there were lots of different people on roofs looking at stuff. Who decided to call the shot? It's not allowed him to take the shot. Let him take the shot. It didn't prevent it in time. And that's because, although you'd think all these people are fucking brilliant because they've all got guns and they're running around and, like, you know, dressed up, actually, there's a bit of confusion. They don't know who's saying what. There's lots of different teams, and they're not that brilliant, are they? Because they let them get the shot off the end. Like, you know, they made some mistakes at the end. Alan's watching someone else's video again.
For the shooting.
Now, obviously, I watched someone else's video to critique it. You don't watch someone else's video just to play it and then go, yeah, innit, yeah. Like, generally.
Sniper's in the building, and he's on a tin roof that makes... Have you ever been on a roof when it's raining? Like, have you ever had a roof when it's raining? Rain sounds like a bomb going off. Imagine him stomping across the roof. How did the snipers on the second floor not hear he was there?
Because he didn't stomp across the roof. He crawled across the roof. Everyone saw him.
When the public know everything, they're all shouting, look, he's there. He's there. Get him.
Enforcement official told
Well, there was a problem with that. It's not just the public. They had an event that was like closed tickets, get in event. And these people all turned up from their barbecue to just sort of stand up on the street, quite drunk, pointing at stuff. Like, there's all sorts of people on roofs. So the police didn't immediately, I don't think, they assume that the drunk people that were stood at the side of the street yelling and pointing were guaranteed to have all the insider knowledge on what was going on. They probably just reacted slowly and badly, didn't they?
Relaxed and are standing upright.
Okay, so should Trump be on the stage? They've taken photographs of him. He's a person of interest, but he's not imminent danger at that stage. So they're saying, there's this guy, if you see him, have a word with him, but they're not saying, you know, he's here to kill somebody at this stage. So all they're doing is a person of interest.
Because all the drunk people were turning up
to stop the rally, it seems, or not enough to stand down Trump for an hour while they find him.
They made a mistake, didn't they? And I tell you what, they wouldn't have made this mistake if Trump was actually the president. Because if he was actually the president, then wouldn't they have all the president's team and all that stuff going on? I think there's a mistake in the brain thinking here in assuming that because Trump was the president, and this is political, that this is afforded the same political security as the president is. And I don't think that's the truth. I think former presidents are afforded political security. I'm not sure. I know that in the UK, like, by merit of being Prime Minister for about 2 weeks, Liz Truss is now getting millions of pounds for loads of stuff like security and all sorts, isn't she? That's, you know, I'm hyperbole there, but you get this like knock-on effect. Having been the big job, you get some help. But with this, it might be their private security, you know, their Trump security, the Republican security, in conjunction with the local police. It might not be. So the assumption that it's like the president and you're getting this presidential security is not a certainty.
Why?
And it's just Alan talking
It's the building
stupid.
closest to the rally area.
Right there, see him? He's laying down, see him?
Yeah, he's laying down.
Criminals. We have criminals.
My mate voices in the room over there. She says it's like this is a government-owned building. Now, in the paper, I was told it was a bottling company, so there's a bit of confusion there. That all come out in the wash. But Cher seems to think it's government-owned. But
in the paper, it'll all come out in the wash. Aren't you supposed to be doing research?
Governments of any country. I trust more, to be honest.
I love it that the fact the microphone's in the way now, in his face.
As the crowd yells warnings, the Times identified at least one
Hang on, is the
local
microphone in front of him or is it just off to the
police
side?
officer walking alongside the building. At the same moment this scene plays out, footage captures one of the sniper teams behind Trump turn around and face toward the building. The other sniper team can also be seen looking intently.
So they now know.
They know.
This
You know.
is sadness, right? They know he's there. Why have they moved their guns? If you look at the angle of his guns, exactly on the building.
Why don't they just shoot
He has a
someone?
high-powered telescope on that rifle. He can see crooks now, 2 minutes before he shoots.
Yeah.
Now, I've since found out from the director. I was watching the live
Well,
interrogation of her tonight. We're going to
you say that you can see him. Actually, with the arch of the roof, the like you can see him poking out above the roof a bit, like doing this, like lying down on. You can't like see him. I don't think from that angle, but yeah.
watch it after. It's brilliant.
We're going to watch another documentary after. If you've got a documentary and you want to watch it just in its entirety on your channel with the occasional pause, like the amount of times, if you watch my content when I do a react, when I do a fair use react, I pause it and I probably talk more than the fucking video. Whereas these people that just steal content and just put it on their channel because they've got nothing to say, they'll just play the entire fucking documentary and they'll pause it. And the amount of stuff they talk about and the amount of time they talk about it, they just probably talk about themselves for about 2 minutes. Alan's one of the worst. There's more. Big ups, Curious Cat, for the gifted tier sub. Thank you very much. Like, I can't believe I'm watching this. I had to come in on my day off to watch this. It's rubbish.
Without asking permission, right? A lot of people are saying,
Only
well,
a drink.
they had to ask permission to shoot him. That's what. No. They have license to kill if imminent danger. But they didn't. They just trained their gun on him and go, well, when you shoot, we'll shoot you. Like, basically, that's what it was. If you shoot, we'll shoot you back. It's not blind man's buff, is it? It's like,
in the same direction.
My guys, take a look at that chart. Take a look at the arrow on the bottom.
As Trump continues his speech, the man continues to crawl across the roof for over a minute. At some point, according to a local official, a police officer is hoisted up to check the roof, but drops when the gunman aims.
okay, so this is the next thing, right? So a policeman's brave enough, they've got police guards all around it, to climb up on the roof. And he pokes his head above the roof, and the gunman points a gun at him. He falls off and falls down and hurts himself.
Oosh.
So
I didn't know about that, but I'll tell you what, if there's a guy on the roof and you don't know he's got a gun and you're a policeman on a roof and you can see him and you think, well, should we just shoot that fucker? Like, imagine if they just shot some kid who was up on the roof trying to watch Donald Trump from a roof. Like, imagine the controversy.
did he get up straight away and say, is the man up there with a gun? I don't know.
I don't know.
He did approach the gunman and got scared and fell.
at him.
Alan, if he's a police, then he would have a radio, so he wouldn't have to go and tell someone. He could just radio them.
And look what happened to our country.
Seconds before he opens fire, people at the rally's perimeter see he's holding a weapon and begin to run.
I've got itchy eyes today. Do you know it's high pollen count today, and I've got itchy eyes. Been out walking the dog around, and like I swear, like different kinds of pollen are giving me a different. For the first time in a long time ever, I feel like I might be suffering with hay fever. It's a bit of a weird one. Do you suffer with hay fever? You tell me in chat. She's got a knife!
So before he even fires, people are running. Yet they still don't grab Trump to the ground.
No, because this is happening on the outside of the event. Like the people in the event and the security in the event that are watching Trump are all looking for people like that are close by, and this is happening like beyond the perimeter. So I don't know if they're aware of it.
These people are running from a gunman before Trump is shot.
Right.
Is it not like the best secret service in the world? Men
When
in
they say
black?
running from the gunman, again, Alan, you will understand that they're outside the perimeter of the event. There's a couple of police there with them. They've said he's got a gun on the roof, that guy. And there's like basically saw the interview. The guy said we'd all been at the barbecue, we'd all been drinking. So it's just like a bunch of people who are not official at the event have wandered up. They're yelling, you know, they're a little bit rowdy. Some of them are yelling about a bloke on the roof, and some of them are running. It doesn't mean that we should open fire. Obviously, in hindsight, it's easy to say, isn't it? But I'm still not at the point where I think people should be opening fire unless you're on the roof and you're a security team and you can see a man with a rifle like this. I don't think you should open fire. Right? The fact that he might have something with him that looks a bit like a gun, you are really going to be careful, because what if it's just some kid that's like, you know, on the roof, or like, you know, there's a lot of different reasons why people might want to get a look at Trump. So you just got to be careful not to murder people that are civilians.
can't save the president from being shot, like pull him to the
He's
ground.
the former president. Alan's confused here again. I think if this was a, if this man was the current president, the incumbent president, and he was at an event, like outside the White House or something, I think this would be dealt with a lot quicker. And I don't think these lines of sight and these rooftops, these mistakes would have been made. But because he's not actually the president, and this is a rally in a quite rural area, it's different kinds of security, Alan.
No.
Like, those secret police that surrounded him, all that. Do you think that's the top level secret police that go around with Trump there then? Like, are they the top level secret police off with the president? Like, it's this weird confusion that because he was the president, he still has everything the president used to have, like Air Force One and this and that and all that. He doesn't have those things, Alan. He's not currently the president.
They just wait.
He's got a knife! I'm
One
covering
of
up
the
that because
snipers
as well,
drops his binoculars.
like, if this is going to go on YouTube, I don't know how much of this we're going to want to see, because they're going to start showing the shots going in. One of the snipers drops his binoculars. Like, I think these guys on the roof, I don't know exactly, right, but I think they're having a difficult day. I think they're having quite a difficult day. I think they're having quite what's the word? A panicky sort of situation. I think things happen really quickly. Obviously, the moment the shots start, they get going, don't they? But until then, I think they are on edge about it and they don't quite know what to do. And it's a chain of command issue. It's a sort of like, if someone had called the, like, but who's gonna? Because am I going to be responsible? Or should I just shoot this civilian off the roof now? If I imagine if he shot this, I just can't get over it. Imagine if he shot the civilian and like there was any other reason that he was on the roof other than he had a gun and was going to kill Trump. Like, imagine the trouble they would have caused.
The other grabs his gun. Within seconds, 3 shots ring out,
Take a look at what happened.
Oh,
followed by a volley of several more.
So he got 3 shots off straight away, and then a volley of several more,
you just repeated what the man said.
and then made
Alan, you just repeated exactly what the man said, word for word. Volley of several more. Like, are you learning this for the first time now?
he on the roof here decides to shoot him.
And the microphone's not in front of him, is it? Look, it looks like it's in front of him because it's over the other side, but it's still not in front of him. It's still off to the side. The dickhead.
Oh, I've neutralised him. Well, you're like 2 minutes too late, mate. You had him in your sights for 2 minutes.
If you sting yourself with nettles, it stops hay fever. I did sting myself with nettles today by mistake, walking through, well, not by a lot, just a little tiny bing ting. So maybe that's why my nose isn't running as much. Big up, Seb. How you doing?
He's killed a fireman in the arms of his family.
But I didn't want to, where I was walking the dog, there was a nutty looking fucker. And I thought, is this one of Peter Folding's men? Like, dressed up as a nutty fucker. I'm going to go the other side. And I went the other side where more nettles were.
And damn near killed Trump. And you waited for him to fire 5 or 6 bullets before you shoot him, even though you've got your gun trained on him for at least 2 minutes.
No.
Video analysis shows the first bullet hitting the bleachers to the right of the stage. Trump is hit. Secret Service agents swarm him. Seconds later, a rifle shot is heard by the building.
Obviously, the way he's cut these videos together makes more time.
The gunman is shot.
You can see the guy there.
So where did the bullet come from?
He's on top of the roof. Don't go over there.
Audio analysis of this video by an acoustic expert at Montana State University found that the distance from the camera to the sniper who took the fatal shot was roughly 175 yards.
I mean, that's a good analysis from an expert with sonic expert, but also you can see where the camera's placed because of the video. So you don't need a sonic expert to see where the, like, oh, you're saying it must be that sniper team and not the other sniper team that did the shot because of the sound. Yeah, because the sound on the video of a phone camera and people yelling, and yeah, you can guarantee it's that sniper team. Yeah. Not admissible in court. Like, get out. Surely, come on. You're going to precisely identify which sniper team shot the gunman. Fair enough.
This matches the distance from the camera to the southern sniper team, indicating one of these officers likely killed the suspected gunman.
Well, you've got a 50-50, haven't you?
We also know from aerial imagery of the area that a tree blocked the northern sniper team's line of
Well, there you go then. It's not just that, it's fucking visuals.
sight to the gunman. But the southern team had a clearer view. Back at the rally, 1 minute after Trump is hit, the Secret Service say the shooter is down.
Shooter's down. Are we good to go?
As they move to take Trump from the stage, he orders them to stop.
Wait.
And mouths the word fight to his support.
This is where people, I mean, I'm reiterating stuff now, but this is where people think that there's probably a conspiracy because there's no way they'd let him get his head up like this and all that. If he was the actual president, maybe they'd be a bit more serious about it. I just, like, honestly, I think he knows the political capital involved here and that how important it is that he's not shepherded into the car like a little baby. This is last week's news, but, you know, he knows how important it is to get that photo up, so he makes sure he damn well gets the photo up. I don't see any conspiracy here. I just see Trump being reckless, and there you go.
On the bleachers behind him, 3 people have been struck by bullets. A volunteer firefighter named Corey Comparatore was killed by a shot to the head. 2 other rally-goers were critically injured.
Alan, can I skip on, Alan? Oh, you should, that was some bad pictures there. You didn't get to see them.
A federal investigation has been opened into security failures at the rally, and there are still many unanswered questions about the gunman's motive.
Very long show. So there you are. That I don't really think that solves anything. Like other than, I thought that you could try.
I thought he was going to play a video that proved something somewhere, and he's just now saying, I don't think I've managed to prove anything with that video. He'd probably not seen the video, and he thought that the video was a really good job at proving so. Hang on, check. He probably thought the video was a really good job at proving something, and it didn't, and now he's left sort of floundering midway through his show, I guess.
The FBI Secret Service.
I'm going to have to boost him because he's still not talking into the microphone. The dullard. The absolute dullard. He's still not talking into the microphone. It is going to annoy me for the entirety of my life, and maybe that's why he does it. But he's got it behind him still. It is behind him. It's over his shoulder still behind him. What a prat.
Stop the rally, right? I can't forgive him not shooting him because they had him in their sights for 2 minutes. But worse than that, isn't prevention better than prevention is better than cure, right?
Prevention's better than cruelty. Prevention's better than cure. So they should have shot him before he had a chance to shoot Donald Trump. Got it, yeah.
So you stop the rally, and
right.
at least then you can check him out.
I see, right, you stop the rally. Got it, yeah. So who would have the authority to do that? Not the police and not those people shouting. So you'd have to get the message from those people to the rally. Hi, this is the police. We think there might be someone on the roof. Do you want to stop the rally? And then it's up to them. Like by the time that was had the conversation, he might have already been on stage, I think.
But to wait till he fires all the shots. That's not the way security works, is it?
Right. So I agree with that. Yeah, I agree. That's a mistake. So how does that prove the FBI let the shooter take the shot?
I can't work it out. It's got me bamboozled by why.
Baffled.
So,
Hopping sweetie boy.
Let's go a bit deeper into it. Second by second. Second by second. This is brilliant.
Honk, hit the klaxon. What's next? Another video.
Which
is this YouTube?
Throw more light on everything.
Second by second, the attempted assassination of Trump.
Secret
4
Service
News.
and circled by police officers.
4
Law
News source
enforcement
Twitter.
was meant to
This is just
keep
the same
Donald
video of
Trump
what.
safe.
This is literally just the same video as what he just played, isn't it? Just someone else's analysis. Thank God I got some skip juice. I'm going to skip on from this. Channel 4 News. The News. Welcome to the news with Alan Vinicum.
We have all these pictures of him for an hour.
Past
Skipping
6,
on.
video from
Oh,
the
and that's it.
footage,
That's
we're
all the
able
skip
to match
juice.
it to the exact moment in Trump's speech.
That's all the skip juice. That's as far as I can skip because I was pausing and I was here late. Now what do I have to do? I have to watch this live. I don't want to watch this live. I don't want to watch Channel 4 News' breakdown of what happened last week. I already know what happened last week. Like, what's this? I suppose for me, for you chuffers, you might have to watch some of it. Well, I can't have this on my YouTube channel because it will get me copyright for Channel 4 News and I don't want it. Like, I was going to say for you chuffers, you can do that, and I'm just going to play a video game in the background. You can't see the video game, but I'm playing one now, so I'll even let you listen to him. Look.
In chat, a lot of you are thinking it's like a setup, right?
Right there, see him? He's laying down, see him?
Yeah, he's laying.
I understand that view, but like devil's advocate, if it was a setup,
Devil's
If it's a setup,
advocate.
why have a 20-year-old kid? Why a 20-year-old kid if it's a setup?
What?
If it's a setup, why risk having him like being seen for an hour? If it's a setup, you'd have hid him away and then like he'd appeared a minute before, right? So how will they know, the people that set it up, that he wouldn't be arrested? Because you got the police, FBI.
Is this new Alan now? He's
other
not thinking
different
it's a
social,
setup.
other different people, all sorts of services there that could have stopped it, right? It may have done. So it's a piss poor setup, hiring a 20-year-old kid and then having him walk around for an hour before, isn't it? Not very professional setup either. It's a conundrum.
In another video, filmed at the exact same moment from the main crowd, we see the snipers have turned in the direction.
What I want to know is, does Alan think it's a setup or not? Not, is he going to just ask weird questions on his show? Like, he's got nothing to offer. He just plays the video and then goes, ooh, ah, ooh, ah, ooh, ah, ooh, ah, and that's that. And it's like somebody else has got something to say, and Alan doesn't. And like, he started, it's AD proves the FBI let the shooter take a shot at Trump. And now midway through, he's like, if it's a setup, it's not a very good setup. Maybe it's not a setup. He's learning as he goes. He's not done the research beforehand. He's presenting a show and doing it by the seat of his pants. He's the worst YouTuber I've ever seen. Well, he's not on YouTube, is he? So now there's a new worst YouTuber. Because there is someone who's the new Alan out there. There is someone. There is. You all know it. I know it. You know it. There's somebody else who's watching the videos now.
Of the gunman Crooks, who, remember, is in position on the roof here. People with sight of Crooks get increasingly worried. When they first try to alert police, there's still 1 minute and 27 seconds until Trump is shot. And circled by police.
The problem I've got is they have plenty of time to stop him.
Worried. When they first try to alert police, there's still 1 minute and 27 seconds until Trump is shot.
Officer, people in our country that shouldn't be here. Dangerous people. Criminals. We have criminals. We have violence. We have people that should not be here.
on the roof.
1 minute and 7 seconds before the first shots are taken, sitting behind Trump
How
in
did
the
the police not
bleachers,
act?
this person also seems to spot something.
I'm more apt to believe like that he wasn't hired to do it, but they might have been relaxed about someone doing it. Like, these are Biden's. I'm not political in any way, but obviously a lot of them are working for the present government. You know,
What?
I don't know, but were they?
Alan, if someone works for the public services, they don't work for the government, they work for the people. And what do you mean they're Biden's? Do you mean the secret police? They work for the president, the secret police, so they're Biden's secret police? No, they work for the government. They work on behalf of the White House. They work for the office of the president. And that office is eternal, but the people that occupy it change. So they don't have, like, political allegiances because, oh, Biden's in office now, so now I'm a Republican. Sorry, I'm a Democrat now. Biden's my president. And when he leaves, the Republicans are in. Now I'm going to change my allegiance. So I'll let Donald Trump get shot because I'm a fan of Biden. Obviously, I used to work for Donald Trump and he was my boss before, but no, it's not like that at all, Alan. That's like total inanity to think that the police, the secret services or whatever would actually just not really care if Trump got shot because Biden's in charge at the moment and he's paying my bills.
Possibly, like,
Stupid,
not
Alan.
going to intervene, like, just not intervene if ever this happens.
No, of course, they shot the man.
And with just 11 seconds to go, this soldier, who appears to be behind the bleachers, makes a hand signal, but it's not clear what it means. Now, there are only 9 seconds before the first shot is fired. We have 4 different vantage points of the imminent attack. On the main camera, we see Trump speaking about immigration. From a second angle, filmed from the bleachers behind Trump,
And this is different from what happened with Kennedy, right? Like, is with Kennedy, like, there was all this confusion because all they had was like a cinefilm sort of style camera. You know, they had a bit of camera footage and they had a couple of photographs, didn't they? Like, we don't have the they didn't have the eyes that we have now, and like they're explaining on Channel 4, this is totally covered, so there's no questions about sort of what happened. And Alan's finding it more difficult to feel. You can't. like the mystery is removed from all of these camera shots. Yeah, there's not so much mystery. So Alan's finding it harder to find a crack to force a conspiracy into, if you know what I mean.
See a Secret Service officer tell a photographer to move. From our
But he's treading that tightrope where he's deliberately not saying what he thinks, so that if he makes him look stupid, because he's made himself look really stupid on his last one, and he's prone to doing so quite often. So if he comes on this one and says something really stupid and then gets proved wrong by the video, he's going to look stupid. So he's not doing that. He's pretending he's learning along the fly. But he's called the title "AD proves FBI to let the shooter take a shot at Trump." So that's already like set in stone now. The title, you've already like made your position clear. I'm waiting for you to prove it.
third point of view, outside the event, near the rooftop, people start to run. And from this fourth video, filmed in the crowd, we see a sniper poised for action. Then the shots are fired.
Take a look at what happened.
Trump ducks beneath the podium, and Secret Service personnel immediately leap on top to protect him.
Oosh, do you know what's stupid
We
as
hear
well?
9 shots.
Do you know what's stupid? Even more stupid is that, like I said, this is last week's news. Like, Alan is so late to the party on this. It is Rumble-style content, absolutely. Donald Trump, Rumble, yeah? Like, Rumble was sort of set up for people to promote Donald Trump, wasn't it? So, like, it is Trump-style, you know, Rumble-style content, but it's just Alan's so late to the party and he's got nothing to say. The people on Rumble will look at this and go, this is shit. Look, it's badly, like, he's watching the news on another channel, yeah, and re-streaming it, rebroadcasting it, and he hasn't got the internet service to do it. So he's got like 1080p scaled down to like 480p. His camera's bad, his microphone's bad. Like, you know, this is not a good show, even if he had something to say. And then on top of it all, he's got nothing to say. So how is he ever going to get any views for stuff like this? He's not. The only thing that was different on YouTube is he used to pay for the views, didn't he? Now he doesn't pay for, well, he does on TikTok. But like, it's just absolute bollocks, this is. Like, why does he even bother?
Though it's not clear which are fired by crooks and which by law enforcement. And then one more.
God, this is bad. I just skip screaming.
13 seconds later, the Secret Service confirms Crooks has been built.
Skip.
Crooks.
I'm skipping until Alan's talking. Oh, there he goes. He's back. Do you know why he's
The
back?
rally.
Watch this.
He's laying down. See him?
Yeah, he's laying down.
Trump was still allowed on stage to speak, almost assassinated, and a man lost his life.
Say goodbye to old costly cable TV
What's that? Oh, it's the adverts.
once and for all.
Oh, got to get rid of them. So there is something that's quite despicable about this whole thing, actually, isn't there? Is that someone did lose their life, and we're all talking like Donald Trump got up and went, "Ah, fight the power, you know, do it with the fist. I'm all right." But there was a guy dying behind him, so he got his political photograph that people still think looks good. The optics of that look great. He looks really strong. If they got half a brain, they would see that the optics of that look like he didn't give a fuck about the dead people behind him. Like how bad did it have to be? What if several people had been killed behind him and he was up there doing that? What if they'd shot a baby and he was up there doing that? Like, at what point would it have been too many dead people for him to look good doing that with the fist? So Alan's missed that as well, but yeah, carry on.
To be fair, the building doesn't look like a bottle factory.
What does a
Doesn't
bottle
look
factory?
like anything, but
What does a bottle factory look like in modern America? You fucking idiot! They're just industrial buildings. They're just like warehousey style buildings. It just looks. Of course, it looks. Just shut up.
storage. I don't see any signs on it like so and so
Bottle factory. They don't have signs on because it's not a shop. They have a business address. At the front where the trucks come in, there might be a little like Johnson and Co. bottle factory, or whatever, might there? But you're not going to like. What do you want about?
bottles.
I didn't say bottles. Did the book depository? Did the book depository store? Did that have book depository store written on it in big letters?
I'm going to have to look into that.
You'll have to look into that.
So let's get an ex-FBI expert to unpick it for us. Let's just see what someone that used to do this job.
Oh, I can't believe he does this. So he's got a series of videos that he thinks is going to tell a story, and of course he has, because it's a week later. So he's got a week's worth of videos to catch up on. And now some dramatic bollocks from American, I don't know who today are, whether they're the right wing, left, it's probably right wing knowing Alan, are going to talk bollocks and he's going to watch it on the internet.
thinks of the efforts they made.
He's a former FBI special agent and an NBC News national security analyst.
This is great.
Good morning.
I've got some skip juice. Skip.
You know, just from the above view of it in each of these locations, and it's a tough problem for the Secret Service.
Going back to playing on the computer.
That continues as the campaign, of course, is heating up. Clint Watts, thank you very much.
Fuck you, Clint Watts.
What we forget, right? There's so many rallies, right? They're both doing rallies. It's like another one, every state.
Yeah.
I guess maybe they're overworked. Maybe they're like blasé. Maybe they're doing it every couple of days and they've got in a rut, you know.
A rut.
Oh yeah,
Security rut.
Here we are in where we are, Pennsylvania. Great. Oh yeah, how you doing? Right, yesterday. Maybe it's complacency because they're doing it all the time.
What, shooting people off roofs? Or maybe it's the fact that they're not doing that all the time.
So I've done my own little video, and as you know, I love doing CCTV and stuff like that.
Because you know nothing about it, Alan.
And I put it on Vimeo. I'm still on Vimeo.
Vimeo?
Because I'm not on Facebook. If I want to make any films, I've got to make them on Vimeo. This is a little film I made today.
Hang on. Number one, he is on Facebook. His name's Ian Black on Facebook, so he is on Facebook. Vimeo is like a service that we upload high quality video to. So if I probably still have a Vimeo that I don't, I used to pay for the posh one when I needed to share high quality images and videos for my film work. Yeah, Vimeo is like a filmmaker's site, like YouTube. You can just put up videos, but the reason that Vimeo is good is you can upload in higher quality, higher frame rates. The encoding's better, so you see better quality video on it. So it's like a professional service. Whatever, it's a video site. But what the fuck is he doing using Vimeo to upload his files to? When he said because he can't do it on Facebook anymore, he never used to use Facebook as a file depository site. So I'm saying that he's not allowed on YouTube anymore then. Like, if YouTube actually IP banned him now for repeatedly trying to get back on and use YouTube, is that what's happened? Whereas the person that did his YouTube for him, they fucked off because now he's using his old Vimeo? Just for what for is to hack up other people's material and upload here so that you can watch it on his channel. So maybe the person who used to do it, like, because someone would probably have done videos for him, or maybe he edited them himself. I can't really see him as an editor, but I think maybe like he had a site, you upload it there, I'll watch it on my show, whatever. Just the choice to use Vimeo is bizarre, and the fact that he can't get on Facebook, he means YouTube.
Vimeo. About my opinion about the shooter, my opinion. Doesn't mean much, but
of course it doesn't mean much. You're an idiot.
The sniper protecting Donald Trump had the shooter in his sights before he fired the fatal shot. What made him wait? Why wait till he took the shot?
Because he didn't know if he was definitely going to shoot.
Why not stand down the president?
Like this picture, there he is walking. So obviously we're not going to shoot him there, are we? Because he's just a man that's walking.
Hour before.
An hour before, exactly. Why would you shoot him an hour before?
Why wait?
Because he's an innocent man just walking around.
To the gunman's shot.
Because until he does a shot, or you can literally see the rifle raised and confirm that, like, you are shooting an innocent man. And you might be in big trouble.
Yeah, someone's on top of the roof. Look. There he is right there. Right there, see him? He's laying down, you see him?
Yeah, he's laying down.
I don't even see him in that image. So I don't know how they've got the sights and all that, but the whole point is the roof's got this arch and he was said to have snuck up and crept up from the back end, so he's not very visible.
Yeah, look, there he is.
Because we have
There you go, you see he's at the back end of it, on the sloping bit.
officer.
And I can't even see the gun there. If you're asking me right now if I would take a shot there, I'd say no. Like, this could just be someone trying to get up on the roof to get a look at the rally. He's acting weird, he's up on the roof. So I'd definitely go and send someone to investigate, talk about that, sort that out. On the other hand, I don't think, because I can hear Trump talking in this clip, so I don't think we can stop the rally and get Trump off the stage necessarily because someone climbed on something some distance away. I understand the importance, the security, the president, I understand all that, but would you take that shot? Would you stop the rally? Like,
dangerous. We have we have people.
as I say, all these people here have all got drinks in their hand. They're not part of the rally. They haven't got tickets. The police are more like, at the moment, the police's job, in their mind, is to sort of stop this group of people from causing a security issue just by being a large group of people wandering over to the rally. Like, okay, could you stay back, stay on this side of the pavement, please? And, you know, it's more that sort of thing for the police, isn't it? They're not expecting to have to deal with a shooter on the roof. That sort of stuff is the bigger police, the secret security and all that. They've got all their snipers and stuff. So there's this balance of problem. Like, okay, you're telling me, drunk lady, that there's a man on the roof. There's a bunch of drunk people who've all been at a barbecue. I get it. One of you's climbed on the roof, okay? Like, I'll deal with it. You're not there trying to think, right, pull my gun, shoot them, shoot them. Like, I think it's rich to think that the police should jump to that conclusion. Like, it's just, you know, and thank God they don't really, because like otherwise everyone in the crowd would be getting shot left, right, and centre. Like this woman pointing, she's got a knife. Like, you know, it's just like
Just after 5:30, this photo and a description of Crooks is circulated by police.
This is Alan's video, apparently. Remember,
to the tactical command.
Local
center.
police were stationed inside that building, and this police officer climbed up the roof and confronted Brooks moments before the shooting.
The officer grabbed hold of the edge of the building, pulled himself up.
This is interesting. I haven't heard this.
To be able to look. Shooter turned, rifle was pointed at the officer.
Right, well, that's really important, isn't it?
The officer, defensive move, kind of ducked, fell.
Yeah, obviously you're going to jump. You're not going to get shot in the face, are you? You're going to let go.
Oh, lost his grip on the building.
Yeah, he's laying down.
So from that moment to when he gets shot, that's a window of opportunity for that officer to radio in, for the control centre then to radio back to the head people, for them to then radio to the teams on Trump, for them to then radio to the snipers to take the shot, or to be, you know, there's a chain of command there, isn't there? There's like a link of things that takes time. It's not that I saw the man with the gun, bang, they shot him. Like, that can't happen. There has to be a delay. So I don't know when he saw him. Obviously the rifle's in play at this moment, so it's after he's crawled up and you haven't seen, you know, it's later in the process. So maybe it's quite near the shooting, and maybe the guy didn't have time to stop him. But like your question there, the only other question you could ask is, should that police officer have not let go of the roof, but instead climbed up and attacked the man with the gun? But no, because he's got a gun pointed at his face, so probably not.
Trump was still allowed on stage to speak.
At this point,
Trump was allowed on stage to speak. You don't know exactly the timeline there. If Trump was waiting to come on and they said there's a man with a gun, or because from where that woman was pointing at the roof and saying he's on the roof, it sounded like Trump was talking.
Secret Service agents were seen stationed on another roof near the gunman.
Take a look at what happened.
Right, and as we've seen earlier, there are two teams, and so this might not be the team. This team might not have the eyes on. You might assume they've got eyes on because they're looking through a scope and they're looking and they're looking, and we know that one of the teams can see them, but it might be the other team that can see them, and they're trying to get eyes on through a tree and panicking about it. In fact, it is, isn't it? We can see that now.
And you know, that's a little bit old, that chart. That chart's a couple of months old, and if you want to really see something that's said, take a look at what happened.
Well, soon after, the suspected shooter, Thomas Matthew Crooks, opened fire and he was
This is like Indian news that he's ravaging now.
killed. The investigation by the FBI,
So there you are.
No, there you are. More from a hashtag Armchair Detective. Armchair Detective channel. That was one of his really old videos, and then that looks like one of his shonky CCTV made-up drama bollocks is, and a picture of him where he was on Rumble, like when he got back. He probably did one Vimeo, didn't he, when he was banned off YouTube? Oh my God, what am I going to do now? And that's it there. So his old Vimeo still exists. I'll have to look into that, Alan.
I think where the shots came from.
Sniper protecting Donald Trump had the shooter
literally just played this, Alan,
in his sights.
Did.
Before he fired the fatal shot.
Did.
Right.
What made him wait? Why
literally just played this?
Wait till he took the shot. Why not stand down the president?
Pleased with your work? What you've done is you've edited together some news footage and said, why didn't they? Why could they? How did they? And then just let the news play. It's not very good work, Alan. It's not your work either.
Hour before.
It's predominantly the news.
Why wait till the gunman shot?
Yeah, someone's on top of the roof. Look.
I will concede that it is his edit. That's his video that he edited, yeah, out of the news. In the same way as I edited all of that stuff out of the Channel 5 thing just to have Paul Ansell's interview. Like, I don't own the copyright to the material, so I didn't create the material. It's Paul Ansell's interview, you know, and all that. But I can't believe I'm going back to that. But here, this is worse than that because Alan just says some stuff at the start and then just lets the news play and just has some clips. Like, it's clips. That's what it is. He's done some clips. Like, he's done some clips and he thinks he's made a film. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, there's a difference between... Oh, just forget it.
There he is right there.
He's watching it again.
Police officer climbed up the
Alan,
roof.
you're watching what you just watched.
Rifle was pointed at the officer. Officer, defensive move, got a duck.
And you just explained it earlier in that other video that there were two teams and one team didn't have a direct line of sight. So if you're looking at the team that don't have a direct line of sight, they will appear to have line and looking, but they're looking for him but can't see him, whereas the other team would have been looking at him. So yes, we've got a team with a line of sight on the man. And why didn't they take the shot? Is it not obvious?
Fell, lost his grip on the building.
Yeah, he's laying down.
Guilty of lying down on a roof. Shoot him.
Trump was still allowed on stage to speak.
At this point, Secret Service agents were seen stationed on another roof near the gunman.
Take a look at what happened.
Alan, you're playing your own video for a second time. I'm going to skip it. Here he is.
As Trump says, take a look at this screen behind you. On the film I showed you, as Trump says, take a look around you, the sniper shoots Crooks. Same second. Yet there was 5 shots from Crooks. Any ideas?
He just made that up.
Automatic AR. Thank you, Ripper. What does that mean then? Does it automatic mean he could fire off 5 shots? So he fires 1 shot, it hits Trump, and then he gets it, and as he's dying, is he pressing the trigger and the other 4 bullets come out? That's what I'm trying to say. Anybody idea on that? So you think that's why all these other people got hit, because as he died, as he got smashed in the face with a bullet, he pulled the trigger.
Smashed in the face with a bullet. My question here is, what's this got to do with proving the FBI let the shooter take a shot at Trump? Like, what you're claiming in your title is that the FBI basically saw this coming and said, yep, clear to take the shot, let him shoot. But that's not what happened, is it? It's just sensational.
Brings me to the question of...
Here we go.
What the hell's going on in America?
I thought the question was, did the FBI do it? But no, the question is, what the hell's going on?
But I'm not on anybody's side, okay? Donald Trump is... I don't even know who's Democrat and who's whatever, right?
What?
Donald Trump is getting called a neo-Nazi.
Alan, you're obviously on the side of Trump because you're a right-wing fascist, you fucking prick. Do you not know your own opinions? Like, obviously you're a Trump supporter. Like, you think he's brilliant. Like, you thought Boris was good. Or you think Farage is good. You idiot. Do you not know how to use your brain?
And a danger to democracy, and like the end of the world is nigh if he gets to be back, you know? Yeah? So, is that inciting violence?
The Capitol Hill riots, Alan.
On the other hand, Trump has done quite a bit of name calling himself, right?
He's reading an article from something.
Damn it. I don't know.
I don't know.
I do know
but
I myself have been a victim of it's
about him.
That sort of smear campaign where I'm demonised.
It's not a smear campaign.
Was
we found out the
so
truth.
much that they were expecting someone to do this.
We're talking about you, nutter.
So look.
Was there ever a moment where the Secret Service actually considered pausing the rally?
The Secret Service would have paused the rally had they known or been
So the answer is
there
no.
was an actual threat.
The answer is
And
no.
they shot him.
Correct?
I can
What's
speak
this
to
now?
you in generalities.
No, I don't want
I don't
generalities. I
know
want
all of the
specifics.
communications
The
that
answer is no. You did not consider pausing the rally, correct?
The people that are in charge of protecting the president on that day would never bring the former president out if there was a threat that had been identified.
Well, they did, because we've now identified 3 points in the 20 minutes before the shooting that
Just
the
some sort
threat
of court
emerged.
thing.
Let me point you to something else.
The American Senate.
Which is the building that the shooter was perched on, seen here. This building is called the AGR building. I'm sure that you're familiar with it.
Okay, so I have recorded the whole 5 hours of that lady being interviewed.
No, you haven't. Someone else recorded it for you, obviously.
And we're going to go through that in a minute.
When you say you've recorded it, that'll be on like American Law TV or something, won't it? Like there'll be a YouTube video of it. What do you mean you've recorded it?
But first I want to...
You're going to go through 5 hours of it? Why are his views dropping and going up and down? Sorry, I'm just watching his view count at the moment. It's going 35. It just dropped down, then it went to 0, and then it went back up to 36 all of a sudden. Maybe he finished.
I want to show you the possibility that Trump was demonized, right?
It looked like he ran out of views, and then he paid for some more, and they went back on,
maybe. But they've both been demonized.
It was like his view. You can't see it in the bottom right corner. Hang on. Like, I mean, it's too late now. It happened though. In the bottom right corner, there's just like a little live view counter, and it was got 36 on it now, but it just went down to 0, and then it just like literally trickled down, and then it went all the way back up. Like
maybe, but I know Biden said
this is the message being broadcast to the nation.
I've been saying for years, haven't I? I've been banging on for years that people online don't realize that you're demonizing people, and some crazy is going to do something like this. I myself was demonized to elements that, I was the world's worst man in the world. I was demonized.
You think that Trump's assassination is because people are allowed to troll you on the internet? The attempted assassination of Donald Trump wouldn't have happened if people had been nicer to people on the internet.
And I tried to tell them, do not do this. Do not make someone no longer human.
Alan, you're scared that people will attack you because you've done horrible things. Like the singing with the kids on Smule, right? Let's just be straight about this. Actually, not just battery exhaust. Let me just get up sentries. Let's go sentries, right? Sentries, videos. Alan Vinicum sings with kids on Smule, yeah? Do you think if these children's parents met Alan, what do you think they would think? What do you think they'd want to say?
Once I was 7 years old. Yeah, a long time ago.
I mean, I hope they'd want to be remonstrating with him and cross, because I hope they didn't, like, receive monies to allow them to sing with Alan on Smule. But, like, it's not just those kids' parents. It's what do you think people think of men like Alan that do this? So that's what he's worried about, his guilt complex. It's not my fault that he's done this. He did this. I didn't put this on the internet. He did. He put this on the internet. He did it on the internet, and he put it on the internet. Like, it's not trolls that are responsible for that, Alan. It's you. And that's what you're afraid of, is that people in your local area of Exmouth might decide and discover that you're a bad person, and then that might, in some way, cause you worry. That's what your problem is. I want my Mozart on, but I don't want to drown you out with Mozart. It's annoying now. I want background music, but he's so quiet I have to have the volume booster on him, don't I? Which boosts everything, so...
Someone will take a pop shot or kill them.
Someone might assassinate you.
Occasionally, but what was bothering me was that the thrust of the Democratic narrative for this election year had become that Truss was a mortal danger to our democracy. And if he wins, the country's going away. And when you take that position, that is an apocalyptic and hysterical position.
What's he got going on his phone now?
Lead to, violence eventually.
Do you see the Democrats?
Combine that with the personal demonization.
Mr. Attorney General, do you see the Democrats scaling back?
Is he watching our stream, or is he watching his own stream on his phone or something? What's going on his phone in the video that he's playing? Because we can hear it. Oh, I skipped back by mistake. Bollocks.
Venomous smears about being a dick guys in charge. Do you trust?
Let's put it down now. Hang on. It's like,
Right.
doing the jaw.
You know, the sentiments expressed by the president in his remarks just now were very noble, and I hope they follow them. Because if they...
Oh, wait, he's put the phone down, but you can still hear it. So it's what he does is, he hasn't got headphones, has he? He's such an idiot. He hasn't even learned the basics. Now that he's moved... why does the microphone have to go over there? Because... Is this what it's been all the way? Honestly, is this what it's been the whole time? Oh my God. Obviously, if he's playing audio on his video speakers or his tellies, then it gets picked up on the mic. I'll show you. I'll take the sound out of my headphones and I'll put it on my monitors. There we go, and let's play this.
Leave it, they will scale back the rhetoric. And what he said about, you know, differences in policy, fine. You can attack your adversaries, you can attack their character and their policies and so forth. But they demonized him, calling him Adolf Hitler, a race.
So you can hear the sound of the monitor, can't you, in my microphone? So that's not ideal, is it? So what I do is I switch, and this is what Alan should be doing. I can't believe I'm giving him tips again. But you wear the headphones. So I can hear the sound, you can hear the sound, but my microphone can't hear any sound.
And a fascist and so forth.
And that's why we wear headphones. And if you're not doing that, then your microphone can hear all the sound from your monitors. So if you have the microphone too close, it makes a sound problem, and we're having it now. And if you put the microphone too far away, it's a sound problem because we can't hear you talking. And it's because you're not using your equipment properly. The end. And he still hasn't figured that out after like 5 years on the internet. I believe he used to use headphones, and I think it's because it had the microphone in the headphones. And I think he's abandoned the idea of wearing headphones for some reason. But everyone has to wear them if you're going to do the show. Like, I So now he's like, he's got his jaw going, the underbite going, because he's having this sound problem. Or I don't know what he's having a problem on. He's got on his phone, he's having a problem.
It's ridiculous.
Maybe he's just lost another 20 quid on the gambling app.
He's not the threat to democracy that they're portraying. He was president for 4 years.
The underbite comes out, doesn't it, when he's having some sort of problem, like, ooh, the grug underbite, ooh, Cave Allen. Cave Allen comes out, ooh.
And he carried out excellent policies, and it was all done lawfully.
This is the way they motivate their base, though, is by electrifying them.
Is that because he's high on coke or something? Is that, yeah,
with these venomous smears about being a dictator.
Got himself a new Under Armour hat, hasn't he? He's got himself a little gold Under Armour hat.
Bloodbath
gold
hoax
boss T-shirt.
About him just shredding the Constitution and staying in the Oval Office until the end. How else are they going to motivate Democrat voters if they don't have this? This is the key page.
The fucking podcast is like the show he's doing is like boring. We're watching Fox News now talk about Donald Trump from last week. It's like just fucking boring. I'm putting the sound off. I'm bored of it.
Of why we suddenly.
You coming back at all, Alan? Touching the face now. We're getting the face touch. Going to stick your fingers in your mouth. Getting the face touch. What's going on? Is the man alright? I'm going to put Mozart back on. Let's have Mozart back on. Fuck you, Alan. Mozart. Until you're going to do your show again, we're having Mozart. How about that? I could skip it on a bit, but I just want to see how long Alan's going to sit there with his little grump on while we listen to Mozart. Obviously, I will have to skip it on in just a second, so don't go away if you think this part's boring. Because it is boring, because this is Alan's show. What's he doing? He's busy on his phone, isn't he? Look, busy on his phone. Having a good time on his phone. Busy, busy man. Is it the horses? Is it the bookies? What do you think it is? In chat, what do you think he's doing on his phone? What do you think he's doing? Is he doing horses, bookies? Is he doing kids? Is he doing Smule? Is he talking to Kaka? Is he Facebook? Watching my stream? He could be watching my stream. What's he up to there? Oh, is he going to come back? He's going to come back. No, he's having a look at his computer. Obviously, the sound of his computer is doing this.
And the destruction of meritocracy is affecting the competence levels.
Oh, he doesn't know what
of
meritocracy
these
is.
agencies.
Alan doesn't know what meritocracy is, so he's not listening to that. I'm just going to turn the volume down on that again. Because like, obviously Alan's not watching that or listening to that, is he? He's just like, and he's bored of it. He can't even sit there and tolerate it. They're talking about American politics in a highbrow fashion, meritocracy. He doesn't know what it is, so he's just like letting them talk. It's washed over him. He's lost, probably. While he was on his phone, this is what's happened. While he was on his phone, he got lost mentally. And now he doesn't know what's happening on his stream, yeah? Like, no doubt in... I'm going to go and put that one on. No doubt in my mind that while he was on his phone there, he lost the thread of what these men were talking about on the Fox News. There he goes. Finally found a way to cut in, a place to cut in.
But the highlight is the grilling.
Anything about
Watch this. He doesn't know what they're talking about.
That I would fire just for not understanding how the responsibility of government officials to interact with the public.
All right, I would.
All right, so there you are. That's where we are. But the highlight is the grilling of Secret Service Director Kimberly Chittle. She testified tonight live, and it's 5 hours. Not going to show the 5 hours. I'm going to pick out the best bits. So I watched it all, most of it anyway.
Did you though? Did you watch it all, most of it though? Were you up all night watching that? When did that happen? Overnight? Americans in my chat will have to tell me. Was that like, you know, what sort of time did that happen? Like, did Alan spend the time? Like, my guess is that would have happened at sort of like 5 o'clock in the morning or something UK time. So he spent 5 hours watching the deposition. Like, he's not. There's no way. There's no way, is it? And like, he hasn't even got the facilities to do a 5-hour record on his crappy laptop, has he? So his hard drives are already full of smule. I just think one of his people probably recorded it, didn't they? And said, Alan, here's 5 hours of this woman talking. And he said, yeah, thanks. Could you go and pick out the best bits, maybe? Because he probably opened up the video thinking it was something to do on his show, then looked at it and saw, oh my God, it's 5 hours. What am I supposed to do about that? Right.
And she gets it big time. No holds.
This is live. Secret Service Director Kimberly Cheatle testifies in House hearing. Live. So this is a live stream that he's brought up. Somebody else's previous live stream. So he's not recorded it at all. It's exactly what I said. It's on another channel, like the Law Channel or whatever they have in America, don't they? They have like Law and Crime Channel, and they broadcast entire live things. And then other people like Alan just rebroadcast it as if it's their own content. He's looking forward to rebroadcasting that on Rumble, but he doesn't realise that no one will care because everyone knows what he's doing. People aren't that stupid, except the people in his chat. The Welsh Pam, Boy, Law, Meow Meow. They're not all there. Riff Raff's there. Hang on, where's the other ones? I'm not seeing Kaka. Holy Jolie. Holy Jolie says, hello all AD, I was with you on the Watts case. But there's people missing. There's no anaphylaxis. There's no Kaka. Oh, there's Kaka. Kaka is there. And Melissa Marvelous is not there either. I'm not seeing Melissa Marvelous. There are people missing. It's not the same. There is basically the same crew, but it's not the entire crew. Interesting.
Bard. No
Ocean's Daughter. I'm not seeing Ocean's Daughter. Like the balance is a bit off in terms of, because obviously everyone's a spanner, aren't they? And then there's the few that get sucked in like by the idea that everyone's having a great time over here and it's really good and the content's good and honestly we're a good channel and everything's great over here. Why don't you come and join us? Desperately cloying for people to come and join us, and then the minute they hear you talk, like after they've listened to a few of your episodes, they fuck right off because they don't want to be part of your fucking sad group, sad clique. But like, that's, you know, they're on that, but usually there's a lot more of them. I think the Trump episode has brought in a couple of people, maybe a couple of different people, or maybe a couple of these are like trolls. Like there's just like one or two that I don't recognise. Otherwise it's all the same bollocks, but just slightly less of it, like quite a bit less of it actually.
No more than 150 yards from the stage where Donald Trump stood, Yet the security perimeter was drawn such that the AGR building...
So now he's just put this on. I'm skipping. He's surely not just going to have this on for a bit.
Plan for this event.
It's even got the watermark in the bottom right corner of the channel that was broadcasting it live. Good one. Right, I'm skipping all this. You can't. Look, he's skimming. Look, he's scrolling through it. There, it's a YouTube video. It's got the YouTube thing on the bottom. Live Secret Service. I'm just going to get it up. The man's a fucking arse. Live Secret Service Angela, was it Cheadle? This is it. ABC News, CNBC said, oh, they've all got it. Streamed an hour ago. Look, that's 4.5 hours CNBC. They've all got it. This one's currently live. CNBC thing. Is this not the one? No, that's got a different logo in the bottom right hand corner. They've all got it. It's just the American news. I've recorded it for 5 hours. There it is on Guardian News, 5 hours. I've recorded it now, Adam, for 5 hours. Look, you fucking liar. I sat up and watched it all. You fucking liar. Oh, it was an hour ago it was streamed on the Daily Mail there, so if it was streamed an hour ago, it's now 9 o'clock, so maybe it was happening earlier in the day today, so maybe he could have watched it. But I don't believe he did, because he would have been bored, because he wouldn't have understood half of it. Like...
Say thank you for doing this hearing on a bipartisan...
There's no way.
By now, they're getting cheesed off with it, okay? This is about 4 hours in.
From Michigan.
Thank you,
ladies.
Mr. Chairman. First of all, I want to thank the Secret Service.
Do you know what? I don't doubt that he could have watched this, or at least had a video on for 5 hours. Right? That's not a problem, is it, that he could have done that? But what's interesting is that he hasn't managed to make any notes or pick anything out for his show. He says he's got to do that still. So he can't, like, he's like, yeah, she's getting cross now, she's getting eggy later. Like, he just states the obvious. So there's no research done, even having watched it for 5 hours. You're telling me you've watched it all, and you're going to pick out, well, I just, this bit maybe, randomly. And like, oh, this was a good bit, I think. Like, bollocks.
Director Cheadle, you must answer to the American people if you want to stay in charge.
Please.
It's really, really simple. You want to keep your job, right?
Absolutely.
Okay. The best way to keep your job is to answer the questions, not play this shell game.
Hey, yo, as also, I was saying that maybe the top people aren't out at this event because they would be with the president himself. But maybe if she's the director and she was there, maybe they are. You know, I'm quite open to learning things. It's not a problem to me. So I'll stand corrected on that if she is.
Sing the Slim Shady song wasn't me. I mean, come on.
That's a Shaggy song.
How long did you prepare for this hearing?
You should be taken down. Listen, Mrs. McLean, Slim Shady didn't sing It Wasn't Me. That was Shaggy, you fucking prick.
5 minutes.
I've been preparing for this hearing over the weekend and into last week.
Okay, 5 days? 6 days?
How long have you been preparing for your show, Alan?
And how long was that?
About this hearing.
Okay, 4 days?
I began preparing.
4 days? 3 days?
I'm not sure the date that I got the letter asking me to be here.
What are
Why
you
did
sure?
you say 4 days? Why?
Are you sure the color of your hair? Are you sure the color of your suit? I'm just, like, tell the American people, what are you sure of? You don't even know when you started preparing for the hearing? I mean, the biggest hearing of your life, and you have no clue?
Like, this is just I don't know if this is how American politics is all the time. Maybe it is, but this is just a load of bollocks to me. Obviously, she's got a political point to make against this woman. So if this woman said I had Pop-Tarts, she'd say, you ate fucking Pop-Tarts! I found a way of putting that to make it bad. Like, it's just a load of bollocks, and it's the same sort of stuff that Alan complains I'm doing to him on the internet. So, like, I'd make a good American politician, and Alan should sit in the dock. Or is she a judge or someone? I don't know.
When you started preparing for this hearing, can you understand why those words seem hollow to the American people who are supposed to entrust their faith in you?
I assure you, the moment I received notification.
But you can't remember it. You got a little Alzheimer's, dementia going? You can't remember.
Go on, girl.
I have several active investigations going on.
That's completely inappropriate. And it's Alzheimer's, not old-timers. Like, she called it old-timers disease. Like, this woman's a fucking mess that's doing the questions.
Okay. All right, but you want to take
She doesn't know who Shaggy is.
accountability, right? The buck stops with you,
But this woman's got Alzheimer's, but she doesn't know who Shaggy is. She thought it was Eminem.
right?
I am taking accountability.
Super. Then let's start with trying to answer some
And this is
questions.
Alan's show. I'm skipping.
This lady was actually biting into her. And got very close to losing her temper with her.
Maybe he did watch it.
All these people let her off, right? Different things. Come on. It's such a long video.
It's a video, isn't it, Alan? A YouTube video, not your recording then.
Take it from there. This
Look,
lady,
why would your
this lady
recording
was
buffer?
asking about how many
Why would your recording buffer?
officers of colour there were, and what was he not shot because he was a certain colour?
This guy's wearing a fucking wig.
Take it from there. This lady.
She's not,
was asking
obviously.
About how many officers of colour there were.
But he is. He's got his hair sprayed on. What the fuck's that? That's not normal hair. I've never seen hair like it in my life. It's 15 years as a hairdresser. That's not... What's that? What's that, dude? Did you put it on with a fucking Pritt stick and dog? Did you shave the dog and get the Pritt stick out? That ain't right.
And what was he not shot because he was...
No, you can't... Like, honestly, how would you vote for someone who wouldn't even be honest about their own hairline?
was a certain colour? Was that important? But this is the woman here that's really good.
Really, really good, because she's a bitch to her. Isla Tricure, move over. We've got a new favourite, Mrs. McLean. Alan knows nothing, but this woman fucking laid into this other woman, so he likes her.
Let me ask a different question. Have you been in...
And she seems like she's a bit of a anomaly, because the other members of the... whatever the fuck it thing is... the in-house hearing, the other members of the house were actually much more reasonable. So maybe she's a bit of an outsider.
communication with the FBI?
Yes, I have.
It was Shaggy. I can't believe... Listen, you can't... Listen, right? Saying it in chat as well. I just noticed you were saying it in chat. Like, she can't... You can't... How can you occupy an important job like this and have got that wrong? Like, imagine being around the Trivial Pursuit at Christmas and she thinks she's the big special one and she's caused an argument with Aunt fucking Kathy over the fucking thing, and then it's Trivial Pursuit time and she gets that wrong, and you'd all look at her and say, well, you're not that fucking clever, are you, Miss fucking House Representative, Miss fucking Government, Miss fucking Bossy Boots? You're not that fucking clever, are you? Do you have Alzheimer's disease? You fucking said Shaggy. You know, you said Slim Shady. I think the reason she did it is because Shaggy's black, so you don't want to bring up him, do you? Let's put it on Slim Shady, the acceptable white rapper that we're allowed to mention. Like, maybe she's one of them. I don't know, but like, it's the worst, most despicable thing to get wrong. And if you had got that wrong, you know, it's like when our politicians eat a bacon sandwich with a knife and fork or something. Just get them out. Get them out. There should be an ejector seat button that we can all press on our mobile phones. Oh, I've just heard her reference, like, Slim Shady. She said it was Shaggy's song, but she said it was Slim Shady. Can't we all just call a vote of no confidence on our phones and get her out? Big X Factor red button. Get her out.
How many chair cases? She won't say how many cases were on the roof.
Just several hours later.
Big ups, Nigel. I was going to say something today. Oh my God, Nigel. Nigel. Have you seen this? Have you seen this? Have you seen this? Former Chancellor Zahawi mulling bid for the Telegraph. Former Chancellor Nadeem Zahawi, my former MP, is interested in buying the Telegraph newspapers and Spectator magazine. Obviously, he's just going through a bit of a finance deal at the moment, valuing the publications at around 600 million. Looking at transferring their ownership to the Gulf-backed Redbird IMI consortium. But the government intervened in January. Legislation banned foreign states from owning UK newspapers. So now he's going to buy them. But he's not Gulf-backed, obviously. He just used to come from... Hang on. Because the Gulf aren't... He's going to... In talks with IMI, the Abu Dhabi-based company... Wait, this doesn't seem... Don't get me fucking started on this. Don't get me fucking started on this.
Won't say.
Not play this shell game. Not sing the Slim Shady song. Wasn't me. I mean, come.
Slim Shady song. It wasn't me. Again. Yeah. Get me back on this for a second. I should do a proper episode on this. This is fucking disgraceful, isn't it? you should have to pass a law to prevent someone from selling a major newspaper in the UK to a foreign party like that. You know, it's like Russian involvement in the election. This is worse than that. And then he's going to step in and buy it himself. And like, that's fine then, because, oh my God. Didn't Nadim Zawahiri come from, was it Iraq or Iran? I've forgotten now. It makes a difference. Oh my God. Alan should be on that.
Come on. How long did you prepare for this hearing? Not play this shell game. Not sing the Slim Shady song. Wasn't me.
The Slim Shady song wasn't me. You fucking dickhead. Get her out.
I mean, come on.
Vile. Get her out.
How long did you prepare for this?
How long did you prepare your music knowledge of fucking popular music? Get her out. Iraq, wasn't it? Iraq. So basically what I'm saying though, I can't bounce between the two. I can't bounce between the two. But we all know he's got major involvement from the wrong people that have already been banned from buying that newspaper. There should be no way he's allowed his fucking dirty fingers on any of it. Like, when I say dirty, I mean greasy in the pot. Nothing to do with race there. Like, I mean greasy in the pot fingers, the money fingers. Like, fucking hell.
This hearing over the weekend and into last week.
Okay, 5 days? 6 days?
As soon as I was notified.
And how long was that?
About this hearing.
Okay, 4 days?
I began preparing.
4 days, 3 days?
I'm not sure the date that I got the letter asking me.
The reason this woman's not giving the answer is because if she gives the wrong date, she looks stupid. And she doesn't know where this question's going, because the way these things work is you're about to ask me 3 questions and I'm going to say the answers, and then the third question I'm going to go, oh no, I've been caught in a thing because the way you were asking the questions. So she's just a bit reticent to say what the woman wants us to say. She's just being like what are you sort of asking me here is the questions. Like the director's responding with a sort of tone as, why are you asking me this funny question? Like, she's obviously aware of questioning practice, isn't she?
What are you sure of? Are you sure the color of your hair? Are you sure the color of your suit? I'm just, like, tell the American people, what are you sure of? You don't even know.
You massive bitch. And now she's getting eggy. What? You don't even know?
When you started preparing for the hearing? I mean, the biggest hearing of your life, and you have no...
Everyone else is gone. It's just her.
...clue? You can't remember when you started preparing for this hearing? Can you understand why those words seem hollow to the American people who are supposed to entrust their faith in you?
No.
I assure you, the moment I received notification...
But you can't
You're right,
remember.
Alan.
You got a little Alzheimer's, dementia going?
Alzheimer's? I can't believe she said that.
I mean, what, you can't remember.
I have several active investigations.
Alan, you literally just played this bit.
Going on in an operational agency to run.
Okay. All right. But you want to take accountability, right? The buck stops with you, right?
I am taking accountability.
Super. Then let's start with trying to answer some questions. You keep referring to the FBI. When asked how many shell casings were on the roof, you referred to the FBI. When asked if there were explosive in the car, you referred to the FBI. When asked if Crooks was acting alone, you referred to the FBI. See a common theme here? I can go on and on. My question is...
Do you know this annoys me, that his chair is not an armchair? Do you know it really annoys that? That annoys the piss out of me. An armchair's got arms on it. This is a recliner chair that you can get off the internet. Like, it's not an armchair.
Who at the FBI...
An armchair's like a static thing with a back and like an... It's not an... Anyway.
FBI should I speak with? Wait for it.
What's he pouring there? What's that noise?
The FBI is responsible for the criminal...
Is there a name?
He's just poured something into a glass or something. He's just poured himself a drink.
I'm not...
I like her. He's such a creepoid. Do you hear the pouring? Listen.
You referred to the FBI. See a common theme here? I can go on.
He's fetching himself up a drink.
And on. My question is, who at the FBI should I speak with? Wait for it. Wait for it.
The FBI is responsible for the criminal...
I like her.
Is there a name?
He's laughing about, I like her, because he's doing his Jupiter's Delight there. He's thinking, I just got away with pouring a drink, or like, you know, he's laughing about what he's doing.
I'm not certain.
I'm not certain.
Who at
All right, here
the
we go.
FBI...
I'm having that back. Pouring the drink again.
See a common theme here? I can go on and on.
What kind of drink is
My
it?
question is, who at the FBI should I speak with?
Like, isn't he usually happy to drink out the bottle? So why does he need to pour this into the glass?
Wait for it. Wait for it.
The FBI is responsible
like
for
her.
criminal
Is there a name?
I like gin. Maybe it's the fact that he's got that glass of alcohol now. Like, oh, that looks nice. Oh, bit of buzz from that. You know, just seeing it.
certain.
I'm not certain.
Who at the
All right, here we go.
FBI
I'm
is
not
running the
certain. I don't know. Let me ask a different question. Have you been in
There it is. There's the glass.
communication with the FBI?
Yes, I
Little sippy.
have.
With who?
Oh, that's quite
I speak
strong.
with the director and the deputy director.
Little sippy of gin.
And what have they shared with you about this investigation? So I'll give you an opportunity to answer again. Did they share with you how many shell casings were on the roof?
They have shared with me the
Did they share with you how many shell casing were on the roof?
If you've literally just watched this for 5 hours, are you?
Okay, how many? were
What? Hang on.
Did they share
If he's watched this for 5 hours, how can you not find this boring now?
with you
I
how many
fucking do.
shell casing were on the roof?
It better be more than one.
Okay, how many were there?
I would refer to the FBI for their
How
investigation
many were there?
and their information that they need to share in their investigation.
So they've shared the information with you. You just don't want to share the information with us.
Yes, that's quite reasonable, isn't it? The FBI are doing the investigation. They have the information. If it's operationally necessary, they may share it with people who are operationally, involved. But it's not her job to publish the information. That's on the FBI who are conducting their investigation. And any information about an ongoing investigation should remain in the hands of the investigation team and published by them at their discretion. So just ask the FBI, you silly chuffer. Stop asking me. Like, what a reasonable response.
Correct?
It seems like this angry lady has been outsmarted by the other lady.
We have
Alan's like breathing through his teeth like this.
concurrent investigations that are going on.
So they have shared this information with you. You know the answer to the question. You just refuse to answer the question from the member of Congress who has subpoenaed you to be here.
Yes.
Is there a different answer to that question?
I was always willing to come here and testify before this oversight hearing.
Beautiful. Then let's do that. Let's for once have your actions match
loving
your
this.
words.
I'm loving
So
this.
you've been in communication with the FBI. You know the answers, and you refuse to tell us the answers. So I will ask you again. You know how many?
To be fair, she's not allowed to say. This is an ongoing police investigation.
Oh.
And she's not allowed.
So you just picked up on what I just said.
I mean, grill her, but grill her into the ground. She's not allowed to say.
Isn't that a bit like you just picked up? Well, you're actually 6 minutes behind, so it's not. He hasn't picked up what I just said. He just realised.
The answer to that question.
I'm going to skip.
Assassination attempt, and I want to know: did you
Different lady now.
apologize to him directly?
Oh, who's this? Miss Bobert. Who's this? Bit of a Kessinger on our hands.
For
Dark-haired, lovely.
nearly having President Trump killed.
Look at this brunette, lovely Kessinger-esque. Anna's going to love this.
Yes, I did.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that you recognize that
killed.
this was
Wow.
your failure. Now, since the assassination attempt, you are under oath, reminding you.
Under oath.
Have you communicated with anyone at the White House on an encrypted messaging app like Signal? Yes or no?
No, I have not.
Are you willing to surrender your personal phone for analysis?
If I am required to do so.
Okay. I will look into making that request because I would like to see your personal phone to see if
These
you're
women are worse on
communicating
it
over
than men,
encrypted,
right? The
messaging
women
apps.
are
Have you
much worse.
ever turned down enhanced security requests from Donald Trump's detail, his special agent in charge, Sean Curran,
I forgot we were watching a live stream.
order to hold
This is Alan's live stream, isn't it? This could go on forever.
fire?
I can tell you the way
on President Trump.
There's hours of this.
incident.
Now, if I want to watch this and react to it myself, I'll do my own thing on it. But I don't want to watch Alan react on it. He's not even reacting,
Well, it seems.
and it's not even.
Captured as well as
It is
text
it live?
messages.
Live? Hang on.
And then depending on the detail,
I'm up to speed now.
radio communications are recorded.
Does the Secret Service have recorded communications from the July 13th event?
We do not have radio communications from that day.
But you have text messages?
We do have emails and text messages.
Share Emails, that okay, great.
information.
And how about before
Trump
that?
detail or someone else embedded?
If I
in
have
this
factual
detail have
information
command
that I-
decision-making
Right now,
authority, or do
Mr.
they need
Goldman.
to seek authorization from someone outside that detail?
The head of the detail has the decision-making authority for things that are necessary for that detail.
Is that standard for protection details?
Relayed
Yes, it is.
to the
Oh, it's going on live now, yeah?
Let me ask you something.
So, right, so basically it's going on live now, so it can go on for I don't know how long. I don't know when this session ends. There's probably a definitive end, isn't there? They'll probably have like a time limit on it, but I don't know when that is. So really, Alan's live stream tonight now can just go on for fucking ages, because there's no definite. He's decided to play a live stream that is like potentially 5 hours long, yeah. So, like, what time does this end? Because he's not even watching it. Look, he's not even fucking watching it. And there's like, what am I supposed to do here? I can't watch and react to this. I can't watch and react to this live. I've got better things to do with my life. I need to go and play my computer game in the background. You can watch this. I'm going to play my computer game.
In the security room, and so the local law enforcement.
Better when the women interview
One of their
Get this
personnel
guy on. I want another woman on
in
that.
the security room with our personnel, so that
give
we
a
have
hell, don't they, ladies?
interoperability.
He's being too
communications.
Let me ask you something just about the timeline, because I think this is really interesting that we can't nail
Oh,
that
come
down.
on.
I mean, I think there are lay people out there with more knowledge about the timeline than you seem to come before a subpoena in front of Congress. Was Mr. Crooks observed at the AGR building prior to the shooting?
He was observed on the grounds outside of our perimeter prior to the shooting.
At approximately what time was that? You don't have to give me the specific
You
minute,
don't
but
know.
at approximately what time was that?
I believe it was about 45 minutes or so prior to.
Did the sniper team take a photo of Mr. Crooks?
So, like, what's happening here is now Alan's heckling it. He's not reacting to it. He's heckling it.
The local team did, yes.
So it was a local team and not a secret
He's got 46 viewers on Rumble.
Service sniper.
That took the photo.
Okay.
A bunch of them are us.
And did he relay that photo to Central Command?
Again, it's an active ongoing investigation, so I want to make sure that I'm factual with the route that photo took and who that was disseminated to and when.
What time did when did Mr. Crooks' status go from a suspicion, a person that was under suspicion, to a threat? When did that happen? And maybe not even a specific time, Director Cheadle. Maybe a certain event that happened that transformed him from a person of suspicion to a threat. When did that happen?
When he got the gun out.
To the best of my knowledge, based on what I've been told thus far, it's approximately 5 minutes to where individuals relayed that there was an incident being worked at the 3 o'clock of the president.
So
former
that was,
president.
but it was before the shots were fired?
That is correct, but again, it was not phrased as a threat. It was just that something was being worked.
Yeah, but my question is, when did he become, when did he transform from suspicion to threat? Because they're treated very differently. People can be suspicious, but they're not a threat until a certain point in time.
When he
So
gets
when
the
did that
gun
happen?
out.
I believe that it was seconds before the gunfire started.
Yeah, exactly.
My gosh, we actually have a few questions that we got answered today. Listen, I'm going to wrap up here, Mr. Chairman, but here's the frustration that people have. The buck stops with you. You've said that yourself. But the problem in Washington, D.C.
No, it's
is
time
the
for his
only
speech.
town in America that you can be so bad at your job that you actually get a promotion or don't get fired. You have not been able to answer the number of agents, whether or not requests were denied on additional security, whether or not law enforcement were able to engage before the shooting with the assassin, how he got on the roof, how the rifle got on the roof. You can't tell us how many shots he fired, whether the casings were recovered. You can't tell us anything about his cell phone. You can't tell us whether the rally was supposed to be postponed, given the intelligence that you were receiving. You can't tell us whether the car had a bomb. You can't even tell us his motive. And the American people are incredibly distrustful because it has taken 9 days to even get a scintilla of evidence out of you. Maybe if I was CNN or ABC or NBC, I would have gotten much more thorough and accurate information, but we have not received that in a subpoenaed hearing in front of this Congress. That is why the American people are frustrated, and I echo the bipartisan calls on this committee and all across this country that you should resign, or maybe when the president wakes up from his nap, he can fire you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Chair now recognizes Ms. Luna from Florida.
President Sleepy Joe Biden.
Another
Names
lady.
of the individuals who are in charge of your
Another
company.
lady. Assuming all the ladies are good.
I'm not going to release names.
Can you give me the
today.
titles? And how many individuals?
What's the lady look like?
No,
Nothing?
we had a full advance team. that was
Oh,
responsible
I see.
for advance-
I see. Hang on, who's this lady? Miss Luna. Miss Luna with your dark hair and your. I see. Yeah. I wonder if you got your clip clop shoes on.
Open investigation, but in order to dispel conspiracy theories,
Alan.
have you guys been able to subpoena the shooter's Discord records, or has the
Another
FBI
lady.
knowledge?
I believe that the FBI is working on those.
Okay. Is it factual to say that you have not ruled out that the shooter was working with other people or persons?
Another lady.
Again, the FBI is conducting the criminal investigation into
Can
the
you,
shooter.
at least in an effort to dispel conspiracy theories, can you confirm or deny that?
At this time, we do not have that there were any other people engaged.
So you believe he's acting alone?
I do.
Another lady.
Have you been made aware of multiple eyewitness reporting that there was a second shooter on a water tower?
Whoa.
Whoa.
I do not have any information related to any second shooter.
Okay, the reason I asked that is because according to testimony from multiple witnesses, they did report that. And again, to my understanding, there were over 40 sniper teams that were briefed by the Butler ESU. And I want to make sure that people are aware, if you're saying that there's not another shooter, that we are able to clear that information, because from this whole entire briefing, it doesn't seem like much information has been able to get out to the American people. So I'm trying to dispel rumors, as I'm sure you understand. Was it true that Secret Service was present at the Butler ESU briefing?
There was a briefing between the counter sniper teams that were working
Secret
on the
Service
ground.
present?
Yes, to my knowledge.
Okay, I want to read you a report from people that seem to be throwing you under the bus and
Alan's reading the fucking thing again.
stated that they were.
He's on his phone again. He's not really paying attention again, is he? He's just back. Alan is back. Alan is 100% back. Back to just playing someone else's stuff for hours ad nauseum and occasionally chipping in to just about barely cover the fair use criteria. Alan is back.
Present. It seems as though that when you were asked earlier from Rep. Krishnamurthy about whether or not Secret Service was aware of a threat, you had said no, they were unaware of a threat. And yet, according to communications, again, from law enforcement that were in some of these group chats, they actually had reported that Secret Service was made aware of a threat at around 5:59 p.m. as a part of the command, including Secret
Say
Service,
something,
aware
Alan.
of messages and requests about information about the suspect's
Like, otherwise,
location.
listen, right? If Alan's not going to like what?
Can you please?
If you're interested in this, why wouldn't you just watch it on the American news? Like, why are we watching Alan's channel? Like, what benefit is there for him to be doing this? Like, it's just the chat room, isn't it? And in the chat room, there's Liz, Riff Raff, Welsh Pam, Meow Meow. Like, it's just a bit sad, isn't it? Like, what's the benefit of him doing this as content? Like, it's so like it's just the laziest, isn't it? It's the total laziest thing he could possibly do. But I would agree, he is definitely back now. And he's back to his absolute shambolic worst. The last couple of streams, like, you know, the last one before this was awful, and this one is pretty bad too, isn't it? Pretty fucking bad. If it wasn't for her, I wouldn't leave it on the screen.
Sitting ducks with you and directing the Secret Service currently. But more importantly, it sends a message to our adversaries that
Do
we
you
are
think he's touching himself under the table?
strongest countries in the world, so you have essentially made us a less safe country because of it. As a result of that, I'm asking you to formally step down. I share my same opinions as my Democrat colleagues, and I also think that your efforts to bring forward a full investigation and report in 60 days is unacceptable. And as a result of that, I'm going to do everything in my legislative toolkit to ensure that that happens sooner rather than
Get her.
later. And I'm sure that you know that we brought a vote on inherent contempt against Garland for essentially blocking a congressional investigation. And I don't think that you should be any different. So I will say that I am just completely disgusted by your
No,
performance
blocking a
today, and I
congressional
understand
investigation.
that you're probably in a position where you're being told not to testify, which is why we had to subpoena you. I think that goes back to Garland. But again, that is part of the flushing.
Got no
that we need to
authority
get
here,
out of
Jackie
Washington,
Weaver.
And I would be happy to assist in that process. Chairman, I yield the rest of my time.
chair now recognizes Mr. Langworthy from New York.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman, and I appreciate you bringing this hearing forward with subpoena. Director, yesterday I made the decision to get my car and drive to Butler, Pennsylvania in preparation for this moment and asking you questions about the events of the assassination attempt on President Trump's life. I've done several presidential events in prior in my career, and I wanted to see this site with my own two eyes because I don't believe the video footage tells the whole story or looking at things on a diagram.
Because you're special,
and
you went there.
I was absolutely appalled when I went to the site, when I saw the fact that I could have stood on the roof of that building, the AGR building, and hit that podium with a 9-iron, and I'm a lousy golfer. And the fact that that was not included in the perimeter is a complete dereliction of the duty of the U.S. Secret Service. I mean, there are very few rooftops that needed to be secured, and the fact that Secret Service, as they were putting a site plan in place, did not think it was necessary to man those rooftops.
So
you have completely walked away from your duties. You had one job.
So fair enough, like they're giving her the lickings of a dog, you know, she didn't secure the perimeter properly, he got shot, right? So how does this, are you all right, Alan? What's he looking at? Fair enough, but how does this prove that the FBI let the shooter take a shot at Trump, which is what your title of your show is, Alan? This isn't the FBI, this is the American Secret Service made a mistake with the perimeter.
And you haven't answered a damn one of them. You haven't given any information. You have hidden behind this FBI investigation, and I think you should be ashamed of yourself because you have brought more shame to your agency than I think that the assassination attempt has at this point. This is literally the worst performance I have ever seen in front of a congressional.
From America, Washington.
You have offered no reason for this committee, this body.
I'm not that educated on the way America works, but is the FBI like federal bureau of, you know, isn't there a difference between the Fed and the government? Isn't the Federal Bureau of Investigation separate from the government? So this Congress investigation thinks they should be the most important and they want all the answers, but isn't it that the FBI are doing their investigation and getting all their answers? And isn't there some sort of political capital to be made against, like, Feds? Like, yeah, isn't the Fed like also the bank as well that's different from the government, the Federal Reserve? And isn't there like a political argument here that's going on between who has jurisdiction, the FBI or this group of politicians? Isn't there a sort of like subtext happening here that Alan's missing as well?
Not the agents. The agents piled on President Trump to protect his life. Those are heroes. But the administrators running your agency, they're not right now. They're not doing their jobs. And you certainly aren't doing. The most appalling part of Saturday's
if you get rid of the this is a really interesting aspect to it. If you want to go conspiracy, Alan, this is something you should be picking up on instead of scratching your nose and drinking your gin, is that let's say Donald Trump gets injured. Okay, I'm not suggesting that they've done this deliberately for this reason, obviously not, but let's say Donald Trump gets, which he did, then you can say, right, all these people have got to lose their jobs, they did a bad job, and then who's going to take their jobs? Who's going to go in the job? Well, we're going to have to put someone better in, aren't we? We're going to have to choose who we should think goes in the job. And then you can actually take positions of power and put your friends in those positions of power, can't you, in a way, maybe? So there's like a sort of political, you know what I'm saying? Like it's about political movement, isn't it? It's about political jobs and who's getting the big job and who's saying who's getting the big job. And here's an opportunity to get all sorts, he's just said it, the top people at that agency should all lose their jobs, basically, isn't it? So who's going to take them next?
Director, yes or no, did local law enforcement alert the Secret Service about Crook's presence at the rally?
Yes, they did.
The shooter came to attention of law enforcement almost an hour before President Trump went on stage. Law enforcement alerted the Secret Service of the shooter. Over and over, you've said there's a difference between a suspicious individual and a threatening individual. Can you explain what the shooter needed to exemplify to be called a threat?
So I'm not clear as to what identified him as suspicious to the individuals who originally clarified him that way. For the Secret Service, for an individual to be determined to be a threat, that individual would have to be seen with a weapon or capable of doing some sort of harm to our protectees.
I mean, Director, an individual walking into a rally with a rangefinder, scoping out an unprotected rooftop, and he reportedly flew a drone over hours before. It sounds like a lot more than suspicious, especially at a presidential rally. Your operational lapses, your resource management, and poor judgment nearly resulted in the assassination of President Trump. I mean, the
Like, I don't know how to cut it. I'm going to have to cut this, aren't I? I'm going to have to say for YouTube, you be good, and if you can't be good, you're naughty, or we're going to have to edit out this big chunk of this, because it's just that video, and Alan's just sort of sat there like...
many people here have...
Like, what? This is just going to go on all night now, isn't it, until he gets drunk or bored. Like, so I'm going to go to the bathroom. I'm happy just to play my computer game in the background and leave this on for you, but I'm going to go bathroom now.
You have put two black eyes on your agency, and you need to go.
It's my day off.
Mr. Chairman,
That's coming on my day off.
Gentleman yields back. Chair now recognizes Mr. Burleson from Missouri.
Wow.
Georgia Cheadle, I just want to kind of get an idea of what you can answer, because outside of what the FBI is responsible for, you have full responsibility for the Department of Secret Service. So the question is, what is the mission? Who defines the mission?
Our mission of the Secret Service is to protect the president, the vice president, their immediate families, presidential candidates, the former presidents, and those by executive order. And we also have an investigative mission.
And those are well defined.
Yes,
everyone within the agency understands the mission.
Yes, they do.
What about protocols and standards? Who defines the protocols and standards?
We have a number of protocols and policies in place for the various missions that we have.
So would it be safe to say that you failed the mission, the ultimate mission?
Oosh.
I have stated repeatedly here today that there was a failure.
What about specific failures within protocols and guidelines within the agency?
Again, I am certain that the investigation that is being conducted internally as well as the external investigation.
You said earlier in the hearing that there was either a communication, there's errors in communication or in operations. Could it be both? In both errors in operational decisions and errors in communications?
I think the investigation potentially could identify both.
So I want to talk about communications. Representative Boebert asked earlier about using encrypted apps, that you said you have not used, I guess, Signal.
Listen, as well, Alan must be really loving this, because he fucking loves spy stuff, doesn't he, and like American stuff and all that. Like, he fucking loves spy stuff and all American stuff, and he loves, like, you know, the FBI and it's a cover-up and all that, and it's all happening. Like, there is some interest in this. Like, it is quite a big event in American politics and national security, so to speak. So, you know, it's all there happening live, isn't it? So he might, but then again, he looks really bored and he keeps playing on his phone. So
Times it's with colleagues and associates.
So you're communicating with colleagues on a personal device?
What we're doing here now.
There are times that the Secret Service, when we work internationally, with...
Like, should I do a poll? Like, do you want to do a poll? I don't know how to do a poll. You're saying get him off as well. Like, do you think we should stop watching Alan now and I should just go and do something else? Like, because if I was watching his show, I would. Like, if I want to watch this, I'd probably watch it in a better, like, you know, there's like everyone covering it, isn't there? All the American politics people will be covering it. All the news people will be covering it. All the other rumblers will be covering it. Like, he's just not doing anything. Like, Alan's like literally not doing anything. Like, classic Alan is literally watching someone else's stuff. Well, you know, I suppose it's a bit of a news event, but like, he's not doing anything. He's just there. And like, he hasn't even called this. He hasn't even called his stream. What's it called? Secret Service Agent Angela Cheadle Live or whatever. He hasn't even called it that. He's called it AD proves the FBI proves FBI take a shot. AD proves FBI let the shooter take a shot at Trump, but shot's got an exclamation point after it, and it's ad, so it looks like it's an advert. AD to everyone on the internet looks like the word ad. Yeah, so it's like an advert proves the FBI let the shooter take a shot at Trump. Like, this is not what's happening. He's not proving anything. He's watching the Angela Cheadle deposition, or whatever you call it. Like, what?
Internal communications related to the event. We requested that you provide that. Have you provided any of that?
we are in the process of collecting the information that has been requested.
Yeah. So you've all agreed, you've all agreed.
So-
Because I thought, the public service thing I could do here is just to leave this on a bit so you could watch Alan's show, instead of, ever having to watch his own. But there's nothing here. There's we're not even when it comes to something, when even your detractors don't want to watch your show, doesn't it? That's the bottom line here, isn't it? It comes to something when even your detractors aren't interested, and I can't see him stopping this and having a chat now. I can't see there's any. There's no natural stopping point here. This is going to go on for hours, isn't it? When does it stop? What time is it in America? As someone said, stop touching your face. I wonder if someone's watching us and relaying back information for him to do or not do. I always wonder that, because he did his touching his face then, but he did it with the inner part of his arm like that, like he was trying not to touch it. Oh no. But other than the occasional face touch and stuff, he drank some gin a minute ago, but this is boring even for Alan, isn't it? You keep saying to do things, yeah. I just don't I'm a bit. Soon as something's changed here now. Something's changed. Hang on. Breaking news.
This has popped up. Republican Congressman Mike Walls, he said on social media on Saturday, and I'm going to read this for you because it does talk about you, Secretary.
We are obviously watching CNN then. Because if you're watching Alan's recording of this thing or whatever, then the breaking news wouldn't come up, would it?
Security, very important man.
Secret Service protection for President Trump denied by Secretary Mayorkas. Your department has already pushed back on that, calling that absolutely false, but he is putting this on you. Can you respond to that, please?
Well, that's a baseless and irresponsible statement, and it's one that is unequivocally false.
Director Cheadle, did you speak with?
He's changed the channel now.
Yes. You fall under DHS. Did you speak with him?
Now he's watching the Daily Mail.
The day after.
But he's a little bit behind on the time.
So you spoke with him before he made.
He was a little bit behind on the time because he'd previously been watching the Daily Mail and he'd gone back to it. So it's gone back to where he was watching it, not up to date. So now he's behind by about half an hour on the Daily Mail version.
This is for President Trump. Had been fulfilled.
Did you notice that? Look, I'll skip back. You see there when he skips over to the Daily Mail, which is the one he's watching now, and I'll just make sure I show you this. So we would have missed something. Look, you see in the bottom right corner, the little blue. That's the Daily Mail icon for their little watermark. And you see in the red line here, because he was watching the Daily Mail channel before, when you go back to a channel, it takes you back to the point in the video where you were at. So it's taken him back here, which is obviously some time behind reality. So if he watches long enough, he's going to see all the same questions as he just watched. Yeah, because he's now put himself behind the time.
Your boss.
And he doesn't realise, and he just lets it roll.
You fall under DHS. Did you speak with him on the 14th, the day after?
Yes, I did.
So you spoke with him before he made that statement?
I spoke with him the immediate.
Very dry, isn't it? I can't skip forward anymore. That's present.
That is why
it's not present. He's watching it half an hour behind now, also, or maybe longer. I don't know how long the Daily Mail broadcast is to assume how much that section of time is, but he's watching it behind.
So, in the wake, in the immediate 48 hours of an assassination attempt,
so we'll have
former president.
I will have to just go away from this then, won't I? I don't know how this is going to work for YouTube. Maybe it just goes up as members. Because I don't know how to, it's like a fucking awful episode of nothing. Oh. What's that?
That there's an assertion that a member of the former president's team requested additional security resources and those were rebuffed. This is absolutely false. In fact, we added protective resources and technology and capability.
So that's that again. You're right, Alan. Alan's bored now, look. I'm bored. He must be bored, yeah?
Next slide, please, staff. We have the Washington Post article that then says, we now have senior Secret Service officials saying there were at times when it was denied. So which is it?
Again, there have been a number of conversations going.
Right, that's enough of this, isn't it? It is enough of this. Oh, is he talking? He's talking.
Budget, by the way, £3 billion, and they can't even take a shooter out when he's being pointed out by the public.
Go so far as to say have daily press conferences.
You can't even get a video to play at live. You're behind.
Updating everyone on what we know, but you haven't had any of that. What are you hiding behind?
I am not hiding.
Because you're making the situation worse. I think.
Okay. Okay. I suppose what we can do, right? Listen, what we can do is I can have Alan like that. Just like that, look. Little Alan. And he's live. He's little Alan, yeah? And if anything happens with little Alan, we can jump back to that, can't we? He's just there. He's live. He's little Alan. And if anything happens... Otherwise, he looks like he's just watching my show because... he's not saying anything, so he's just there watching. This is live. That's him live on my screen there, right? That's him live, and we'll play a game or something. We'll play Piggy's game or something. Yeah, we'll do something else. And he's there live. And it's funny because he's there live, but I'll get something else out on the screen. And you can keep an eye on him if anything happens. Just the way he's there, it's just funny, isn't it? He's doing nothing. He's just doing nothing. Falling asleep. Do you think he'll fall asleep on his own stream? I think he might fall asleep. Oh, you want TV reacts and songs? Okay. Should we get neighbours out? Oh, he's talking again.
Articles. Mr. Biggs was...
I was going to open a game. You want TV reacts? Okay. He's talking. Hang on.
And then she's out of it, and then all those questions that she didn't answer can be avoided.
Without objection, so ordered. Next, I have a written statement from Representative Mike Kelly of Pennsylvania. His district includes Butler, and he has a written statement that we'd like to enter into the record without objection, so ordered. A bipartisan 114th congressional report titled United States Secret Service and Agents.
Shut up. Okay, we'll get neighbours out then. Watch Neighbours with Alan on the screen. Would that be okay though? Because it'll go on Super Chuff for you and people will say, who's that man on the screen? That might be an issue. That could be an issue. What are we going to do about that? No neighbours. I've got different people wanting different things. Cut for YouTube and just say, you be good. If you can't be good, you YouTube. And then that's going to go on YouTube. But if he comes back later and starts talking at the end, I want that bit on the YouTube cut as well. That's what I'm hanging out for, is just to see if he stops this nonsense and starts doing a bit more Alan. But my prediction is he's going to just go on to the end and then at the end say, like, for 2 minutes, like, oh, that was that then, right, bye. You know? Because he's just hanging on in case he gets a super chat or something, is he? Like, what's he even doing?
I didn't lie. I just refused to tell him where I got to, that's all. What's really wrong with you, Squirt? What is it with these nightmares? They're nothing.
Bit of a brotherly moment there.
Dreams, that's all.
Just bad sex dreams?
Just dreams.
Breaking news.
Yeah, but I've not even been the butler. Go on, but they're going to ask for a timeline. Go on, just make up you haven't got a timeline. They stitched her up, right? But they haven't got a timeline. They didn't even have a timeline. I do. Right, just before I go, I just want to clarify the building. Cher came in and said that building was owned by the government, so we've done some investigation. It's a AGR, who variety of quality products, bottles basically, containers and bottles, beverages, fillers.
Bottling shop.
So who is ARG? Indicator. ARG was recently acquired by Indicator, diversifying industrial solutions company as a world-class innovation supplier of quality assured processed automated equipment to the global packaging markets, bottles. ARG fits nicely into the values and focus of Indicor. So Indicor bought it out. So ARG became a part of the Indicator Industry Solutions Company back in February. So the bottle company was bought out in February. They've got 200 employees. They've been going there since 1927.
Are you reading Wikipedia out of your phone?
To me, but the only thing is, they was bought out at the end of Feb by this Indicator company. So that's all I know. Cher was saying it's owned by the government. We'll have to look in more. It looks to me it was owned by Indicator. I think we'll wrap it up there. Thanks for staying with me so long. I will be doing a patron maybe Wednesday or Thursday. So all my patrons, I want to have a chat to you about my ongoing, what? Will it ever end? Will I ever be free from these shackles? Ever? Is it fair? 5 years? Is it fair for an individual to be like this for 5 years? I talk to my people about it, I think on Wednesday. Thanks for being here. Thanks to all the spanners. And good night to you all.
Such a wanker. Such a wanker. No, why play 40 minutes of that shit? Like, why did he feel so...
What do you mean? Everybody don't...
He did an hour of this. He did an hour of it. Like, in my mind, I suppose he's done the first hour of his show, and his show's taken an hour, and he's only done an hour stream, yeah? So he's literally just said, right, what can I fill the second hour with? So it's this, for an hour. This has gone on for several hours. He's not picked out the best bits or nothing. He's just played it for an hour. Okay, so that's the end of the stream now then. Like, what? Just to fill 2 hours worth. So it says 2 hours on it. 67 viewers he's got at the moment. 66. He's just finished, yeah?
They've been going there since 1926.
Like, he's finished. He's still got 65 viewers. Can I get this so you can see it? 64. Like, are they going to go away? Like, why would they stay? Because it felt like he paid for them 10 minutes before. Like, it felt like he bought his views 10 minutes early and they'd stopped. Remember I said about 50 minutes into it, they disappeared and then they suddenly came back. Now there's 60 viewers waiting? That doesn't seem right, does it? Does it? Like, why haven't they stopped watching when he's finished? I mean, I haven't, but... I think in about 10 minutes they'll all leave when the fucking view botting stops. How many people were in the chat? About 8. What they tend to do with the view botting as well these days is they'll ramp it in and ramp it out so that you don't look like you're cheating it. This is just obvious view botting. Who's there watching his stream? It's finished. I'm not going to sit here for 10 minutes watching that number. I'm going to reload it. Boom. There it go. Oh no, it still says 53 viewers waiting. That's weird. It says it in a different place now, but it still says it. Which is just equally weird. No one's waiting. Maybe it's just a glitch. No, I think it's that there's still 50 people that are like sitting there on this end screen just doing nothing. Like
The bottle company was
218 views total, which is quite a lot, isn't it? Considering he's got 50 viewers while he's live, and he's got 2 hours of live, so that would be 100 viewers. No, he's not coming back. It's just there's some sort of error there. It might just be an error. It looks to me like he pays for 50 views. I'm tired of talking about paying for views. It just like, you know, for everyone else, like the rest of us that are doing it the hard way, like the real way, it's just pathetic to watch people do that, because everyone can see it. Everyone knows it. It's pathetic. But I suppose he doesn't need to fool everyone. He needs to fool just enough stupid people. It's a bit like all those, like, you know, janky psychics or whatever, isn't it? You just need to fool enough dumb people. Get them on your books. He's coming back? No. He's not. He said he was going to do a rumble on Thursday or whatever. Or, you know, sorry. You know what he said? He said he was going to do a... Yes, he is. Where is he coming back to? There isn't anything lined up. Look, it's gone. He said this is still set to DVR because there's still people that are watching the live. If you know what I mean. Like, they were watching it live like I was, and they are still there. They haven't either reset. Maybe they were behind. You know, maybe they got behind like and started a bit late, so they're watching it a bit late and they're still there. But there's 40 of them that are still there. Yeah, he's not coming back, no. He's going to do a Patreon in the week. What a shit show.
And if you can help each other, is there a way to get the chat on, AD? The chat is on. Samola, you need help. Someone needs to help Samola. Kakao, we'll work on it. It's only day one. This is day one. Do you got any idea how exhausted I am? 3 o'clock yesterday, I had YouTube. 3:30, I didn't. I had to write what all my channels, all 4 channels, a report and get my letters off to them and appeal, which I did. That's the first thing. Then I had to write to all our friends on YouTube asking them to mention me. It's been hard. It's been hard. It's amazing I'm here alive tonight, isn't it, really? In one day, we're back in the game. Let's get ready to rumble. One day. They thought I was finished. I'm back in one day. And not only that,
when it says DVR replays, like, you know how you're watching my stream now on Twitch, you can't rewind it, yeah? Because it doesn't have DVR. But when you watch it on YouTube, you can rewind it while I'm live because it says DVR. It doesn't say it, just has it. It's the facility to be able to rewind a live stream. So most of Alan's live streams don't have that facility. They're not presented in DVR. For some reason, this one was, so we were able to skip and rewind it while we were live, you know, to get behind and pause it. You know, when I say Rumble doesn't let me pause it, you know. So it's that facility, and the reason it's still saying it is because instead of it turning into a video now that it's finished, 40 people are still there watching the DVR. So either they got behind, or they, like I said, they're just paid views that are just still there because the time hasn't ticked over yet. Right. I mean, I find it unlikely there would be 40 people that would watch his live stream sort of 10-15 minutes behind and care enough to stay behind and not just skip to the mod. You know what I mean? I just think it's daft, but yeah, it's just stupid anyway. It's just stupid.
Kate, will you help me? Email me at agsubs007@gmail.com. If you can help me, Kate, I'd love it.
I just wonder if you can buy them in 50s. I think 50 is quite a small number. But then if he's doing it like I just wonder if you can buy it. I would assume they'd start it in hundreds or tens. Maybe if they do it in... No, tens is too small, isn't it? That's likes, followers, views, live viewers. No, it starts in hundreds, doesn't it? So it's unlikely you'd be able to get 50. But then maybe there's somewhere you can. Like... Because I noticed it midway through the stream as well. Like I said, we were watching it, and what happened was that it dropped down to 0 almost. Like the number dropped midway through the stream at about 50 minutes in, and I literally said it. I should have like got the screen and recorded it better. It happened in real time, and I was a bit slow. But it started dropping, and then it arrested. It went up again. So big ups, Curious Cat. The Ren Boyd show had 50 views for $3.99. Did it? Oh yeah, look, live views, 50 live views. Well, there you go. Completely confirms it then. He's doing that, isn't he? And he's not going to throw like big money at it because it's a waste of his money because he doesn't get anything in return from it. But it's not actually a lot of money, is it, to pay for views on Rumble? And like we all know that it's fake because it's obvious. Like we've seen it on YouTube where people pretend to put slow mode on when there's actually nothing happening in their chat. But like it doesn't pay off to pay for your own views. It just doesn't. This is a fool's errand for people who are either too greedy or too shit to do good content. I don't know. Like it's a fool's errand. It's driven Alan into the ground. There's a new Alan around on the block, but this is the old Alan. Yeah, obviously he's doing that, isn't he? And like that's the first one I found on Google, so that's the first one he'll use. Is the first one you find on Google. It's not what it is, Lisa, really, is that it's that for Alan it's his ego and everything, right? But there's another angle to the grift as well, which is that those women in his chat, like Kaka, you know, his group of spanners, they're putting effort into making his show. So he wants them to feel that they're doing something and that there's a reason to be there. Hey, look at it, you know, you can be my spanner and you can talk to this group of people and we can have a channel and we're big. And the grift is you create a busy room, people are looking in the window of the busy room, what's going on in that busy room? And then they might come in. And you're desperate to snag that new person. When new people go in, it's like they're just on them like vampires. Like, oh, get them in. Because they're the real people. The occasional new person that wanders in, they're the actual real people. Everything else is fake. But if that, like Melissa Marvelous, who was giving him money or, you know, making his thumbnails or whomever does whatever, if they think they're doing it for a fool's errand for nothing, just because, like, there's, like, not, like, if they didn't have the fake numbers, they'd see what was really happening and they'd see it was just shit. So they just get less interested, and like so it's three ways. It's for your own ego, that's one thing for people. The other thing is to create a busy room so that people might join in, and the third thing is that the people who are already in the room helping you, they need to feel that you're doing something worthy. And if there's nobody in the room and it's a dead party, which for some people doesn't matter how much they pretend their party is brilliant, they're having a great time at their party, there's nobody there and it's dead, like, and that's like the way they do it, isn't it? Yeah. It makes me, I'll tell you what it makes me want to do. It makes me want to start a Rumble and just pay for twice the views and just laugh at him and just sit there going, look, Alan, I don't know if I'd have to check YouTube terms of service, because obviously I'm not ever going to do anything stupid. Like, I mean, I don't want to sit here and pay for views on my own IP address at my own house, not even with a VPN. Like, I just think it would be stupid, because like, if ever there was anything a problem, I'd just be able to say, well, look into my records, YouTube, like YouTube and Google and all that, like, you know, look at what I'm doing. And then just look at it and say, no, you haven't done anything bad, you're good. Like, same with trolling on YouTube. I'll go into Phil's chat under a assumed name on one of my different accounts and tell Phil what he should be doing right and wrong. But I won't go in there and call him any racist names or anything stupid. Like, I don't want that. Like, YouTube have got a record of everything I've chatted, so I'm not going to say anything fucking weird and horrible. Like, I just think there's like, but part of me would like to do the experiment of just to stream at the same time as Alan on Rumble and just pay for those views like he did. And I could pay for more, because obviously I'm getting money off YouTube where he's not. So it'd just be really funny just to have an absolutely stonker of a Rumble channel and then just like point at Alan on it and say, this is what he's been doing with the idiot. But I can't be arsed, yeah. We were watching Neighbours. I know. Do you know what? I don't really have the right vibe for Neighbours to enjoy it myself, so I don't know if I want to watch it now myself. It's my day off. But the alternate to that is that I have started it. Piggies, maybe. I don't know. I might just want to do my my other computer games. The only reason I came on is because it is my day off. The only reason I came on is because Alan was doing a show and I just thought, well, fuck it, you know, it's easier to cover it than not. But it was shit. Wasn't it, Alan? It was shit.
Liz, thanks to this mess, I haven't slept. No, I haven't slept. And I know how much you all mean to me and how much you mean to each other. And we have to find a way through this, and we will. We're ready to rumble. We will rebuild from this base. Tomorrow, I'll do my first Rumble live. If you know anybody that's my supporters, share the link for Rumble. Tell them to join Rumble tomorrow. I'll be doing two lives tomorrow. One tomorrow afternoon is a test. Please, anybody you have that's a friend of the channel, give them the Rumble link.
Shall I carry on with Neighbours then? We'll try and carry on with Neighbours. We're 5 minutes into a 20-minute Neighbours.